Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namaste. My name is Pranav Kolkante, and today we'll be discussing Guru Shishya Parampara, a key vehicle for the propagation of the Eastern religions. Guru Shishya Parampara, or the teacher-student relationship, is a traditional lineage that forms a relationship or bond that existed for many millennia, defining teacher-student relationships in many religions and cultures like Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Today we'll discuss the key characteristics of the Guru Shishya Parampara and discuss its overwhelming importance in preserving philosophical knowledge, the spiritual beliefs, the truths and wisdoms that were discovered many millennia ago and were advanced over the ages by successive gurus and students. The parampara has continued for as long as recorded history. The oldest books of Hinduism are called the Vedas. The word Veda is formed from the root word vid, meaning knowledge, and they are Shruti, meaning knowledge which is heard, that which is eternal and considered everlasting truth. The Guru Shishya Parampara tradition accepts that the original Guru was the creator herself, or himself, and that the Vedas have always existed and are apurushaya, meaning impersonal, are authorless and divine in origin, are self-evident, swataha pramana. This knowledge is being continuously transmitted in its original, unaltered form for millennia via the vehicle of Guru Shishya Parampara. It is believed that Bhagavan Shiva was the first Guru, called the Parameshki Guru, and that Veda Vyasa was a source of knowledge for many paramparas, hence known as the Paratpara Guru. And there was also a Param Guru, or one that was the Guru of a specific parampara, followed finally by one's own immediate Guru. This type of hierarchy of gurus is mentioned in many places in Vedic literature as an example and is sung in the following shlokas. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Meaning salutation to the lineage, starting with the Lord Sadashiva, with Adi Shankara in the middle, continuing up to my immediate teacher. Adi Shankara, the Param Guru of Advaita Hinduism, composed the Guru Paduka Stotram around the 9th century BCE, upon his first meeting with his Guru Govinda Bhagavatapada. It glorifies and worships the sandals of the Guru and starts with the following verse. Ananta samsara samudra thara naukayitabhyam guru bhaktitabhyam vairagya samrajyada pujanabhyam namo namah shri guru padukabhyam. This verse talks about the Guru being the boat with whose help one can cross the endless ocean of samsara. The Guru Shishya Parampara covered all parts of the Indian subcontinent and the Orient, where religions of Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism were practiced. Thus, it was prevalent in Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Burma, Tibet, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam, China, Japan, and Southeast Asia. It was used to transmit and preserve knowledge in diverse fields such as the Vedas, music, drama, Ayurveda, dance, theater, architecture, yoga, etc. The necessary ingredient to be present in the Guru to go through with this patient process of working with students is termed by some as wise compassion. The word Guru itself means the dispeller of darkness. The syllable Gu, which means shadows, and the syllable Ru means he who disperses them. We also discuss the various hierarchies of Guru, Parameshti, Paratpara, Param, and immediate Gurus, and the unbroken line of the Guru Shishya Parampara that is formed throughout the millennia. The Guru transmitted the knowledge to the Shishya in person through direct impartation. The tradition became widespread and got scaled up during the Upanishad phase of Veda's evolution. Thus, the word Upanishad means sitting near. So the advanced and very involved knowledge was passed from the Guru to Shishya by sitting down near. There was no publishing of this knowledge for public consumption. Only those students who seek this knowledge were deemed worthy of being considered for selection by the Guru, were imparted this knowledge. The process of the student requesting admission with the Guru was called Shishyavriti, or the student selection and admission. The Guru had a very strict criteria. After vetting the candidates, the Guru would then proceed with the process of initiating a student into his kula. The process of initiation consists of giving a diksha or consecration by the Guru. Diksha can be given through sight, touch, known as sparsha diksha, or via a verbal uttering. Thus, confirming of a divine grace from a Guru to a Shishya happens at initiation and continues throughout the relationship as discussed later. Some gurus require the Shishya to wear a kanti or a string of beads around their neck. Sometimes, during the initiation, vows are taken up by the Shishya to live by a sattvic life and abstain from a list of tamasic activities. The assumption in Vedic systems is that every human at the very core is divine, and that their Atman is part of the divine. It is just ignorance and illusion that makes a person not be aware of their true inner self and not realize how to go back being one with the divine. A guru is a person who takes on the role of helping one and perceiving through removing this dense layer of ignorance so that I can attain moksha and be part of the divine. It is important to know that the reason for the creation of this parampara was the experiential nature of Eastern religions. These religions were more about self-realization and living and experiencing its core teachings as opposed to Western ones that are based on beliefs that are handed down and must be followed. Hinduism, like other Eastern religions, at its very core, does not contain a rigid dogmas. Neither is full of canons that require strict adherence. Most of the key wisdom, experiences, and acquisition of knowledge requires a practitioner to live and practice it instead of merely accepting its face value from a book. The key focus is self-realization by a process of looking inward. The knowledge contained in the Vedas will be very hard for someone just to read by oneself, to deduce just from hearing inexperienced translating experts. The knowledge could only be passed through an immersed and direct interaction between the imparter and the receiver of such knowledge. While some basic knowledge can be deductive and intuitive in nature, a large portion of Vedic knowledge transmitted by the Guru was in the form of experiencing certain truths. These truths could not always be explained by deductive logic. Hence, a key prerequisite for the transmission of experiential knowledge is complete trust, faith, and obedience by a student in a guru. A student must become part of the guru's kula and family. The guru is indispensable. For those seekers of ultimate knowledge, it is believed that for most humans it is near impossible to attain that knowledge on one's own without the compassion and help of a guru, without the total devotion by the student as mentioned in this Upanishad. Also, the guru's word is considered inviolable. यस्य देवे पराभक्तिर्यथा देवे तथा गुरौ तस्यैते कथिता ह्यर्थाः प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः is a quote from the Shveshtavatara Upanishad, meaning that only those that have full faith in the spiritual master will have the ability to get revelation of Vedic knowledge. The Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, says something very similar. Tat vidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti te gnanam gnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Meaning that the truth can be learned from seeking it from a spiritual master. The Guru has seen the truth and is realized, hence can impart that knowledge onto the student. Also, we look at Samavartan and Shaktipat. Samavartan is a formal ceremony held at the end of education and training of the Shishya, after which he or she will be able to return back to normal life. And Shaktipat refers to the conferring of spiritual energy by a guru onto the student. While there are many more aspects of the Guru-Shishya relationship and the Guru-Shishya parampara, we can move on to its significance to the growth and sustenance of our systems. This parampara was the only way to transmit certain esoteric knowledge,
and many times a one-on-one relationship between guru and shishya facilitated quick and extensive learning. It is credited to be the only means by which music was preserved and passed down to many generations. Human disciples were used as a sort of recording device for the complicated sounds of Sanskrit verses of the Vedas. This was important because it was believed that the proper pronunciation of mantras produced vibrations and many benefits. Experiential knowledge could only be effectively transmitted via direct interaction between two people that were pre-qualified to be able to give and receive that knowledge. Guru Shishya Para formed an intimate and inseparable part of Vedic society. Today, the idea of a guru merely as a blesser is a serious distortion that leads to a debasement of the idea of a guru. Guru Shishya Parampara is practiced in some places, but the number of adherents are dwindling. In fields such as music, dance, and arts, Guru Shishya Parampara is the primary form of instruction and preservation of knowledge. But for many, a teacher has replaced the guru, and there was somewhat crisis of authority. Especially in the arts, the Guru Shishya Parampara is a strange blend of the traditional Gurukul tradition and the modern student teacher arrangement. A constant struggle is happening between the tradition and modernity, and many forms of art find it increasingly hard to maintain the unquestioned reverence for a guru. Even today, though, a serious student will search for a guru who is a lot more than a teacher. The guru, even today, is like a foster parent, a mentor, and is generally interested in your progress and learning. But nonetheless, in many areas of Vedic knowledge, spirituality, yoga, and meditation, the parampara has maintained many of its original nature and characteristics. The Guru Shishya Parampara has been practiced in time immemorial in Indic religious systems. The Indic religions focused on finding the truth and living and experiencing that truth, as opposed to believing in some truth claimed by the others. It was necessary to have a guru to shortcut the long process of learning from scratch. From ancient times, the parampara was the only way to preserve and propagate the knowledge in many fields in their original, unadulterated form. It can be seen from this discussion that without the parampara, the vast knowledge in the Vedas would not have continued to be understood or preserved or propagated through the millennia, and that continuous improvement in Vedic knowledge could not have been possible by newer generations if the Guru Shishya Parampara did not act as a way of imparting the knowledge acquired and given by the Guru. Thank you.